We are live. It is time. We're back for Rush Hour YGO Podcast.
Yeah,
Episode 6. I know we said last week, but things happened.
Yeah, man.
Smile.
Extended vacation.
Yeah, I'm back from vacation. I'm here. I watched all the VODs. I did homework.
Oh, word.
And we're just kind of vibing today. How are you, Mr. Austin?
You know, I'm doing great. I've spent the last week thinking about Yu-Gi-Oh. It's been a love-hate relationship, you know. Sometimes I feel like this is the most excellent game in the world. And then I look at a deck, and I'm just like, man, this game wants me to really just smash my balls in a mailbox, huh?
Yeah. I know it's supposed to be on vacation, but I too was only thinking about Yu-Gi-Oh.
Abusive ex-girlfriend.
Oh, Tri Brigade's back? Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, she's back.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So we're just gonna jump right in. We just going crazy because there's a lot of stuff to go through for the past 2 weeks, and you've come to the right place for top analysis from the best Yu-Gi-Oh players in the world. Who?
The best clowns in the world. Because I am a clown, man. The last 2 weeks have taught me anything. I'm a clown that is talking out of his ass. Man.
I keep it a stack with you. Oh.
Dragon League heard I was talking shit, was like, word? Alright.
I told you, man. Like, I'm gonna expose Austin on live television right quick. One of his best decks that he plays, that he went to locals for the first time, didn't play it because he didn't want to flex on the people there because he's new there. This man has been playing many a Dragon Link for a long time, and as someone that's been on the receiving end of many a Dragon Link game, that deck has hands no matter what meta we're in. So Austin will sometimes come in and be saying, yo, Dragon Link is ass, bro. He said, I don't give a fuck about this deck. This shit is garbage. I'm gonna go play some Tri Brigade.
Equally garbage deck, if not more.
So he'll pull up and it's like, yeah, Tri Brigade. I'm resolving Frank Tall till I die. And then he'll wake up in the middle of the night crying and he don't know why. And it's definitely not because Dragon Link abandoned him. And then he sees a picture of Frank Tull. Said, "What? You coming back? Huh? You wanted the game?" He said, "No, please, I don't want to resolve you anymore. Please stop.
Please, Fractal, stop being the one card starter for my combo."
He said, "Please, for the love of God." And so he's like, "Yeah, I ain't never played Dragon League ever again." And I just shoot him a message while I'm on vacation. I was like, yo, Dragon Link top French nationals? And he's like, what? Ain't no goddamn way.
That deck is crazy.
And he's like, yo, he finally decides to leave Tri Brigade temporarily. We'll talk about that later. And he's like, I'm sorry, Dragon League, you were my bottom. I didn't mean to leave you. You my main, you my one and only.
Yeah. No, that's basically the story, man. Not only for the French nationals, I think it was also Australia's nationals as well.
Yeah.
For Australian nationals as well.
Dragon Link in Hartford, I think it was also top 8. It's up there.
Maybe, top 8. I think it was the second place deck for Hartford.
It was branded.
Okay, it was branded. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Third place was Drytron, but it topped pretty high for Hartford.
Top 8 is not bad. With 1,200 people there, top 8?
Not bad at all.
So speaking of Hartford, let's just jump right into it. It's YCS Hartford time. I know this event happened 2 weeks ago, but there's still a lot to unpack. In what'd you say?
We had time to think about it.
Yes. Oh yes, we definitely had time to think about it, which is a very, very important thing. Do you specifically want to start anywhere, or you want to just kind of let it rip?
Let me bring up the numbers real quick for Hartford. For the decks at top, I have the chart somewhere.
Oh yeah, can you send me that chart right quick?
Yeah, I got you. Pull it up Discord.
All right, cool.
So there's 2 charts, one for top 32.
Yeah, I think you sent me the top 32 chart, but it's been a while since we.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Okay, and so one's for combined events from. Oh no, that's Hartford still, yeah. But just looking at the top 32, this is probably one of the most diverse YCSs we've seen recently.
Yeah.
We got tops from EDD.
Yes, sir.
Addigaster,
Yes, sir. Yeah. That's like 3 of my decks right there.
Yeah. 2 tops from Branded Edelich. 2 tops from Drytron. Called that shit. Drytron coming in 3rd. 7 Sword Soul Tinnies.
Yes, sir.
I think we all kind of expected this.
Especially with the price jump.
Yeah.
Oh, right before Hartford, which was
giant ass price jump, and everyone kind of sees Sword Soul Tinny as like the out for Despia. It's because those Tinny cards are like just so strong and dynamic. No matter if you're going first or second, really.
Especially because one of the things the commentators mentioned for just Tenyi, Soul Sword Tenyi in general, is you don't really have to play that many cards in it, so you can just load up a bunch of hand traps.
Yeah, that really is like what's showing to be an excellent deck. Like what's a strong deck. There's a deck that can take advantage of a lot of hand traps. I think this is maybe why we're starting to see Despia Branded fall off. Because with like all the variations of Despia Branded, you need a whole lot of cards in your deck. You need like Allure of Darkness, you need your Despia card, you need your Patchwork Engine. Like, there's a lot of cards. Like, it's still a good deck. Like, it's tier 1, tier 0.
It came in second.
Yeah, but that's kind of why we're seeing it fall off a little bit. Because a lot of decks now, they're more of just wanting to prevent your board being set up instead of trying to break it. So we're kind of like in that shift again. I think there's like 2 sides of Yu-Gi-Oh meta: breaking boards and then preventing boards. We're in a preventing board meta right now, just because like there's so many combo decks out there right now. Like Therion Punk, really like. Punk Engine is just so strong. Like,
100%.
We talked about this before. I'm pretty sure it was like day 1 of this podcast. Punk, man. Like,
hey, that shit is fucking broken.
That shit is strong.
I shouldn't say broken. So as being a day 1 punker, I feel like I should rephrase that, but we're gonna keep being a punker for right now. Being a day 1. You like a lot of the combo. The original combo was Z Admin Madame Spider, and what you're seeing now is people straying away from Madame Spider and going for Dear Note. A lot of what Punk does is you can just avoid just a lot of shit and just play through it. Like in my Soul Sword Punk deck, Soul Sword Teddy Punk, I just throw down an emergency teleport, and if it gets Ash, fantastic. And if it doesn't, you made a mistake.
It's the ultimate combo extender.
Like, it is. Like, it starts combos, it extends combos. In the Chaos Punk deck that I'm working on, well, I finished. I just got to get all this stuff here. It has some D-Link love in it, so you're just gonna abuse all your dragons and your rocket engine in combination with your Punk engine, and then just go, okay, cool. I summon Chaos Ruler, excavate 5, but at the same time, I sent Deer Note to the graveyard so I can special summon a punk for my deck. I mean, not for my deck. From the graveyard, and then just go into Halki Fibrax. What are you going to do about it?
It's so crazy because, like, with all the different ways to search cards, like, Punk basically meets all those criteria, right? Like, it could special summon from the deck. If you draw into it, it works as well. If you just pure draw into a Punk card most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
If you excavate to the grave, like, there's so many ways to make these cards useful, and they're kind of like the ultimate engine you're seeing in all of these synchro decks. Like, a big one that I like, one that's on my list is Libromancer, Punk Synchro. You add a little bit of adventure in there because this is a combo deck. You don't want to get drolled in a combo deck or Neighborhood, which is like so strong. Like, you can fit it into so many decks, man. Like, Triff just got second place at I think it was a regional with Edelich, Punk, Adventure.
Yes,
Edelich,
Punk Synchro Pile.
Yeah, it is a 60 card deck. Like, we're seeing these 60 card decks be like so much more common out there because, like, the draw power is there.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
searching, excavating, just dumping. Because that's the other part about Punk that's fantastic is you just get to dump. You just get to continuously just dump cards in Punk in combination with I'm just gonna say it now. Chaos Ruler is Punk's best synchro monster. I know it's getting its own synchro monster that can special summon itself back from the graveyard, by the way. If you activated a Punk card, and then I think if it's special summoned, you can just search for another Punk card or mill it. It's stupid. But Chaos Ruler is as a starter, as a combo extender, it just does so much, and you have to hit the Chaos Ruler, and even if you don't, you can still go into Halki Fibrax. So.
Yeah, even then you can, like, even if the Chaos Ruler like gets hit, there's still plays you can do. Your play's not dead. The Chaos Ruler is just the extra spice on top, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's the Flame Buffalo of Dragon Link and any other deck that takes advantage of it. Like, it gives you pluses. Sometimes I can lead into like a Nocto Vision Dragon, or it can lead into dumping a Chaos Space for Dragon Link. Dumping a Chaos Space is so strong too, because that gives you a draw one. Nocto Vision obviously gives you a draw one. You have so much draw power. Most of the time, by the time I'm finishing a Dragon Link combo, half my deck's like gone in the graveyard, either banished or just sitting in the graveyard, because the draw power and the search power is there.
Yeah,
and that's why cards like Droll are so important in this format, because it just kind of shuts it all down.
Absolutely. So we're sitting on Therion Punk as well. That's where last you went on this on the list.
Oh yeah. From what I've heard, Therion Punk is like the weaker version of the deck compared to like ABCs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember the reason. I would probably, if I'm running Therion Punk, I would probably look at Sun Avalon instead, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Or ABC. I think ABC is probably a little bit weird, because if that Union Carrier gets hit, then
yeah, that's like your whole combo just explodes.
Zombie World.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing that I was gonna say about the Chaos Ruler. If you Chaos Ruler and excavate and you find a fucking Banshee, and you excavate, it's like, well then, like what exactly is your opponent gonna do?
Exactly.
Especially against, like, Union Carrier, which is great that, like, the ABC Therion is back. But from what I've seen from Therion, if they get just Zombie World, well, that's the truth about Zombie World and anything. It hurts a lot.
Yeah. It usually has a really hard time trying to recover the. You can also just D-Crow the Sea Crush.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that kind of just ends things there.
DD Crow also fucking
Yeah.
That card, if that card doesn't go up in price, I'd be like, it should stay the same price it always is, but like, cause sometimes I'll be thinking aloud, like in the kitchen while I'm waiting for my food to finish cooking, and I'm sitting here thinking about like cards like Twin Twister and DD Crow and how they've like essentially power scaled themselves into the meta, because especially against, and we'll talk about the Sky Striker, deck that won later, but like especially in a game where someone can just abuse like set 5 and pass, the amount of just innate interrupt and draw power you can get from like Twin Twister. If you're playing Despia, you play one Twin Twister. If you're going second, start off with 6, and you can still end up with 5. So you only played 1 card and still search for essentially 4 cards in your deck.
And sometimes the Twin Twister effect helps as well, because sometimes you just need to pitch something into the grave to hit effects. I'm thinking like a lot of Tri Brigade. Sometimes I even want to pitch cards in Dragon Link deck, because a lot of the times if I hard draw into an Abs Router, I want to send that shit. Or if sometimes you break off the Chaos Dragons at times. If you draw into like a Black Dragon Collapse Serpent, it's really hard to do something with that hand if you also draw a Chaos Space at the same time. So pitching that Chaos Space works really well, or having the option to pitch that Chaos Space so you can draw into another card works really well as well. So if your deck needs like that extra pitching power to extend, like Twin Twister is really strong. But you also can't sleep on Cosmic Cyclone, because there's still a lot of Scythe decks out there.
Yep, that's the other thing that I was gonna say, is like Cosmic Cyclone is still goated with the sauce.
Yeah, absolutely. Like basically just about every combo deck out there has the capability to Scythe block. Whether you're looking at like Pendulums, you're looking at Drytron, can definitely Scythe block. I think even Dragon Link can Scythe block to an extent. Sky Striker. There's a lot of decks a lot of good solid decks that can take advantage of the Scythe block. So considering that when you're building your sideboard, it's really important whether you put in something like Droplets or Dark Ruler, or to stop the Halky Fibrex effect, or something along those lines. You also have to consider Tornado Dragons running rampant as well, along with the Bluska. So it's kind of the Forbidden Droplet reprints kind of come at a really good time for Yu-Gi-Oh players, because I think that's a really solid card in this format. It's seeing a lot of activity in the main deck. So grab the was the Duelist of the Abyss. Yeah, grab a few of those. See if you can pull the Droplet, or just wait till the price goes down even more. It's sitting at around $70 right now off TCG. So that's do with what you will. Do what you will with that.
With that information.
Yeah. What else? So I guess Mystic Mine.
Oh yeah, no, that's it definitely was YCS Mystic Mine.
Yeah.
Like I don't know the exact statistic for it, but there was a good majority of just decks in the YCS that were just abusing Mystic Mine.
Yeah.
Not to say that like it's a bad thing. Like, it's a card in the game that's not banned, but Mystic Mine is definitely not balanced in.
It's on everyone's shit list now, man.
Yeah. Hold on, because I just pulled a Mystic Mine right now. So, if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, your opponent cannot activate monster effects or declare attacks. If you control more monsters than your opponent does, you cannot activate monster effects or declare an attack once per turn during the end phase. If both players control the same number of monsters, destroy this card. Now, one of the things about Mystic Mine is perfect if you go second, or if you go first. It literally doesn't matter, because you can just turn off somebody's turn.
Yeah.
And in some cases, like in the finals, you can just turn off someone's turn during their turn.
Yeah, like, and I mean, Sky Striker can very clearly abuse this. Like, Sky Striker is a one monster. I wouldn't say necessarily. It doesn't build a big board, you know?
It's usually just one monster, and it chips you down, and then protects it with a bunch of spell cards.
Yeah, it either protects it, or, I mean, Ray also exists, so you don't necessarily have to protect it all the time, because you just Ray effect from Grave. Those spells are like, they're so, what's the word I'm looking for? They weigh you, they take a toll, getting hit by those effects. Like, they begin, you really start to feel those effects, like, especially in like a grind game. This is one of the worst decks to ever play against in a grind game. That's terrifying, because on top of that, you can say, okay, I'm done beating the shit out of you with my 50,000 spell cards. Here's an access code talker. Let's finish you off. it's I mean, I think we've both been saying this for a while. Striker's still very much like, it's one of the oldest like meta decks still in contention, but it is one of the strongest still.
Yeah, no, it is, because not only, even though people aren't, well, I don't know, because we only seen you in the featured matches, we only seen one Sky Striker deck, and Poe, we didn't say this, but congratulations on winning. You know, you had hella bars for why you came to the United States and won, because we're the land of the free, so, you know, got to give you that one.
I feel like we should put free in quotation marks real quick.
Yeah, like, there's other reasons why we're not free, like who built the cages, Joe, but we won't go there. That's a different podcast.
That's Rush Hour Politics.
Rush Hour Politics coming to you in 3 years. Let's go, if we're still here. Yeah, if we're allowed to live.
If the country doesn't implode.
So okay. So anyway, like, once again, congratulations on Poe. Like, he did a phenomenal job, but like the last game didn't really matter, but the first game definitely set the tempo for the Mystic Mine. First game of the finals set the tempo for Mystic Mine, because like he straight up was like, all right, cool, I'm just gonna set 5 cards. And he knows he's playing against Branded Despia. So, halfway through his turn, as soon as his opponent activates, normal summons a monster, or special summons a monster, he's like, okay, cool. Demise of Land, which lets him set or activate a trap card straight from the deck, turns off his opponent's turn for the rest of the turn. And then the Mystic Mine gets destroyed during the end phase, and now a Sky Striker player, there's so many S's. The Sky Striker player now has 2 spell cards in his deck, or in his graveyard, for doing nothing, and he still had other interrupts just in case the Mystic Mine interrupt was interrupted. So yeah,
it's really hard to deal with all the spell cards in the grave. Like, it's something that's just inevitable. Yeah, you could maybe slow down some of those effects with like DD Crow
and anti-spell and all that, but like,
yeah, but like, it's gonna happen.
The only thing that would, and this isn't even like a thing you can probably do with Fall into Albus, but honestly, a dimensional shifter would have been phenomenal. That's like the only thing you can do.
Not a lot of decks can run D-Shifter, though. I know I'm looking at some Evil Swarm builds right now.
Oh, don't tell.
It's starting to gain some traction. The cards are actually picking up in prices on the market right now.
Don't tell me that, because I was there during those Evil Storm days, and let me tell you, Ophion is pretty haha funny. Because even the Omega has the Evil Storm deck. And if you can't stop them from summoning Ophion, you just kind of sit there.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
So, it's kind of inevitable, but at the same time, we really, like, I feel like Sky Striker's really been building up to this. We've been in this format for so long, and Sky Striker kind of like came like through some intricate deck design. Let's actually look at this first place deck real quick.
Let's see. I remember I sent you, but there's a lot of scrolling that I have to go through.
I'm just gonna see if I can't pull it up. Card cluster here.
Yes, the dealing pictures. You love to see it.
Yeah, man, this
Yeah.
is...
Which one is this one? Okay. Oh yeah, I just found it.
Yeah, so like, I mean, 3 Ray, 2 Rose, that's the typical. 3 Ash, 3 Veiler. I feel like Veiler's kind of slept on.
Yeah, no,
This
fucking
format.
the card is
It's
stupid.
really strong, and it's not a once per turn.
Because it's not a new hand trap.
Yeah, so then Afterburners, he's actually running 2 Afterburners, which is, yeah, that's solid. Direct removal. Engaged, yeah. Area 0, yeah. Mechamon, multi-roll, yeah. 3 Widow Anchor, most ridiculous card I've ever seen on this planet.
Yeah.
Horn
Not
Drum.
only is it a gate, but you can just take your opponent's monster if you have 3 spell cards in the graveyard.
There's Shark Cannon, and 2 Pot of Prosperity. I really like the Prosperity move here, because Prosperity basically gives you access to any one card in your deck whenever you need it, and it comes at a pretty low cost for like a Sky Striker player, right?
Yeah. Oh, you can see the how the Magistus into the fucking access code talker, which he didn't do in any of the games that we've seen, but very just a classic combo for this deck.
That's typical. A lot of combo decks are really taking advantage of Selene here.
Yeah.
I'm glad I picked mine up a little earlier.
I was trying to pick mine up for the Chaos Punk deck, and I saw it and I was like, man, that's really expensive. It's like fucking $30.
Really expensive card. So, but it's definitely worth a pickup. It's a really strong card. I don't even know if it'll be reprinted at any point, just because it's. I feel like it's just specific at times, but also not. But also Nightmare Unicorn.
Nightmare Unicorn is gas. It like the biggest thing about Selene, not even just for Sky Strikers. Sky Striker is going to be the outlier because it plays so many spell cards anyway. Just in like a general game, with the amount of spell cards that you play normally, and you're just like, all right, cool, because you only need 3 tokens. And as long as you have 3 tokens, you can just special summon your effect failure and go right into access code. Yeah. At 53, and then you can just delete everything.
Delete. But yeah, this deck knows what it wants to do. Whenever you look at this, like the 3 mine, the demise of the land, like you said, even 3 trap trick.
Yep.
The Imperm. Imperm's a really strong card this format.
Yep.
Especially like if you're going second. Sometimes I'd even recommend holding your Imperm to activate it on your turn.
Yeah.
Especially against some of these Scythe decks. You activate that Imperm on the beginning of your turn against that Halki Fibrax, or you.
Imperm during the draw phase.
Well, you want to wait until they proc Needle Fiber effect. So obviously you can't chain 2.
Yeah, well, you can't remember. If you can activate Imperm in the draw phase, how can only activate its effect during main or battle?
Oh,
So he's kind of just sits there.
Yeah, no. Imperm is like super strong. And then also you have access to that with Trap Trick, as well as D-Barrier. This deck knows what it wants to do. Even it keeps some Ghost Ogres. I think Ghost Ogres are really slept on hand trap this format. 2 Nibiru, you need those Nibirus. It even runs a Scythe in this deck. It's just this deck knows what it wants to do. It wants to fuck everything up, along with the Artifact Sanctum.
The Artifact Sanctum in the side, 2 Nibs, a Ghost Ogre, and evenly matched, which we saw a lot of why evenly matched is good. Just go right to battle phase and be like, hey guys, no more of this.
This guy went in to this YCS, he had a plan and he just fucking executed it like a fucking beast.
Like, again, congratulations. But also, we need to just acknowledge the other conversation that Sky Striker, even though at one point wasn't as strong as it is now, this deck is very unbalanced. Like, the mechanic for this deck is extremely unbalanced. Because you legitimately, you summon one monster, where another deck where you can just load up with hand traps. You can summon one monster, and then just chain link one summoning.
Mm-hmm.
And link one summoning anyway is not balanced at all. Like, even that's another reason why Sword Soul Tenyi is good, because you could just link one and just have this non-effect monster to just abuse for like an entire turn. Like, link one is such a stupid mechanic. Like, okay, cool. I'm gonna normal summon Alistair, link one in Almirage, then link one into the shield thingy that's a light, and then I'm going to go into fucking Macabre. Like, what the fuck? Like, what?
Oh, you can't forget, man. Salaman Great. Link one into Link Karibo. Hey, man, that Sword Soul Blackout. Fuck off.
Yeah. Or my other favorite link one. Cause they do it in Predator Plant. Link one. Yeah. Or normal summon into Scorpio, Darling Cobra. Darling Cobra get the fucking instant fusion. You add up, you just at the same time just adding a bunch of shit to your hand. For the new level 5, tribute itself or anything else on the field to go into Biplips, then link one into Link Karibo, and then you can keep adding more cards to your hand. And you can also pendulum summon now. Like, link one, or before they banned Verde, oh, I have a token, link one in the Link Spider with another monster and just go into Verde. Like,
simple as that. Your play's still live.
Yeah, link one is stupid, and like I don't mind decks to have link ones, like, you know, Prank Kids before they got absolutely deleted off the earth. Prank Kids just vibing like, yeah, woo! Yeah. We might be limited to one, but we still got a link one, and like Konami pulled out the fucking shotgun and was like, all right, Old Yeller, we're gonna have to put you down.
But Old Yeller is a little fucking cat.
Hey, yep. Oh, Old Meow Meow is just like, yep, you're done.
Oh, rest in peace, Meow Meow.
No, rest fuck that. They got everything it deserved. Fuck Meow Meow. Fucking bullshit. We were both sitting there watching that YCS Charlotte, and we were like, man, they just keep link summoning into Meow Meow Mew and just adding a bunch of cards to their hand, and there was like 27 Prank Kids deck. And we watched the fucking Prank Kids mirror match, and we're both like, I want to blow my brains out right now. In game. Because that was some of the most unfun, unentertaining fucking... That was the most unentertaining game I've ever watched.
Well, with this, I mean, going back to that topic, I guess, like, we saw, like, what the coverage Meow Meow Moo got and Prank Kids and what happened to that. So, this next list, like, it's safe to say mine will probably not be with us for much longer. So,
bro, it has to. It has to.
There's no way.
There's no way that Mystic Mind is set free. Like, even if they were like, all right, cool, we don't want to get rid of Mystic Mind completely, but they limit it to one. That, like, I would compromise there if Danelong gets unbanned. That's the only compromise.
I was about to say. Also afraid the homie Danelong.
Yeah. If Danelong gets unbanned, I don't care. Mystic Mind could be at one. You fucking. I don't give a fuck. But like, it has to get like, because that's what they do. They take a lot of these like top priority decks or like top decks and try and bring them down. because like they're number one. Like Sky Striker has to get hit in some way or fashion. If they're not gonna hit the Link monsters, they have to hit these fucking spell cards.
Yeah. I wonder if we're also gonna see hits on. I wonder if we're also gonna see hits on Despia.
Yeah, no. For the most part, Despia, it's really just a super poly. It like there's other things that are like kind of too strong, but super poly being back in this way, shape, or form, we saw it during the branded deck versus the Therion Punk dude. Shouts out to my man playing Therion Punk. He had to explain to the guy that he was playing against that none of these Punk cards are dark monsters. So you can't super poly. And the dude was like, oh, okay, it's not a dark. Didn't acknowledge it. And then try to summon something else that required a dark monster.
Everyone's just like... Everyone's like, dark monsters are so common in the format, everyone just automatically assumes, like...
Everything's fucking dark. It was like, yo, dog, you can't stop fucking dark. But that's what Super Poly has done. Yeah. It has conditioned us to be like, oh shit, everything's dark, say less.
So that is, like, the downside of Super Poly, in a way, I guess. Like, if you draw into... If, like, the matchup is wrong for it, then the match is wrong. Doesn't mean it can't be sided out still. Like,
yeah, no.
Siding it, you can just side out your 3 copies of Super Poly, put in something that hurts the deck, like Droll, Nibiru, like D-Barrier, Anti-Spell, like, you can still say a big fuck you.
Oh man, it's gonna be real funny when you anti-spell Fragrance an Albaz player, and then immediately get Trap Trick into a D-Barrier and just look at him. Yeah, but
you know, I think like the conclusion is like most of the time we see with YCSs or big events, especially televised events, this deck is gonna get hit. I mean, enjoy it for these summer months while it lasts.
Oh no! Come July, start of August, bro. Somebody's getting hurt. Someone's getting their feelings hurt.
Yeah, somebody's getting their feelings hurt. They're gonna get smacked across the face and be like, and they're gonna be like, yeah, so what?
Yeah, like the fucking ban list right before an event, which like we've said this before. We said it when it happened. Like, yeah, Konami can do whatever they want, but that fucking blows.
Yeah.
That fucking sucks, dude.
Like, imagine you have your tickets to Hartford, right? And you're ready to go, and you have your one deck picked out. Maybe you're that one person playing Prank Kids, right? And that's like your only deck, and you got your ticket to Hartford, and Adventure Prank Kids is your only deck, and it just got hit like that. Like, at that point, you're going to Hartford to go sightseeing, and what's there to sightsee in Connecticut? Let's be real.
Bro, everything closes at 9 p.m.
Everything closes at 9 p.m., bro. Like, at that point, you just wasted your money. So,
yeah,
I mean,
and that is unfair to you as a player, because you got shafted like that.
Yeah. But, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I would like to say, looking at like the numbers and stuff, it was still a pretty entertaining like YCS.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely was. Yeah.
I don't think like the ban list. I think the ban list kind of helped for that a little bit, but at the same time, it would have been a little nicer to have it out longer so like players can experiment. Because I think what we have now, what we got going on now, is so much better than what we had going on like when this list dropped. So it would have been a lot nicer to see like more fleshed out decks play, but at the same time like this, at the same time it will still entertain.
And, like you said, there was a lot of diversity for this YCS.
And I think a lot of deck diversity is what kind of makes a good format, I believe.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. You definitely don't want everyone to just play the one deck like we saw before, because it doesn't just lead. It just doesn't lead to entertaining finals or just content in general. Like,
Or like fun matchups to play against.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Like, you have to understand, Eldritch is probably it's a Eldritch. Playing Eldritch is fun. Playing against it isn't that fun. But when you're rooting for the unfun deck to play against to win,
Yeah.
versus the same 37 decks that are in Hartford or in Charlotte, it says something, especially with the fucking Verde. Like, man,
Yeah.
there's a post
Oh.
where I think this was in a YGO anonymous post that was like they shouldn't have banned Verde. They should have banned the problematic spell cards because Verde helps decks like Cyber Dragon and all that because they need it. And like, while I get their point, no, absolutely not,
Yeah.
because it's two effect monsters. Verde is literally two effect monsters.
Yeah, and also like if you look, decks like Cyber Dragon, it forces the deck to look at other things, and these other things are honestly just as good. Like, let's take Branded Tri Brigade for example. I'm gonna use this to go into what I've been working on with Tri Brigade. Basically, once Verde got hit, Branded Tri Brigade kind of becomes useless. You still run the Mare Courier and the Albion and the Branded Sword package because it gives you an extra draw still, and Tri Brigade Mare Courier is a name you can just pitch. So you still get a +1 draw. You're running that anyways. You're dropping any branded though, just because it's kind of useless. It doesn't synergize with the deck. So instead, what I've been looking at is Tri Brigade Scareclaw, which is a really fun synergy. And man, it's gonna get that deck is gonna have 2 Link 1s. That deck is gonna have 2 Link 1s, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna have Almirage, and it's gonna have the new Scareclaw card that comes out with Power of Elements. Scareclaw Lichtheart, which only needs 1 Scareclaw monster, which there are 3 that can be summoned off Rescue Cat.
Yeah.
That like this deck works so well together. And once you once you summon Lichtheart, it lets you search the Scareclaw field spell, which gives you Scareclaw Reichheart.
Mm-hmm.
Reichheart lets you search an Omni Negate.
Yeah.
And then you can go into Triheart. Triheart sets everything in defense position.
And is unaffected by monster
Unaffected.
effects in defense position.
And you could also say an extra fuck you and just keep your Reichheart on the field, summon Fractal, go into a Baguska, because that card's absolutely not busted. Yes, it is. So you can just double lock them with a Baguska, an Omni Negate, a Triheart, and then a Tri Brigade Revolt. That's so much better than just having a Mirror Jade and like a Tri Brigade Revolt with double Dragon Lords on the field. Like, I have a much better time making that board. And also, you can also add a DDL on top of this Scareclaw Tri Brigade setup. So, like, it forces getting rid of Verde forces you to look at other options. Cyber Dragon's looking at Therions right now.
Yep.
Cyber Dragon still also has access to Branded. Like,
Yep.
Branded still doesn't hurt. Running Branded still doesn't hurt the deck, and Cyber Dragon's still strong, going second, just pure.
Yeah.
Like yeah, it shuts off some lines for decks, but it also doesn't make like the majority of good decks that actually stand a chance useless. If your deck revolves around
Verde, Auroradon.
Verde, your deck revolves around 1 Verde and 1 Auroradon.
That shit's not good.
It's probably not a good deck, and you're not gonna have a fun time playing. You're not gonna have a fun time playing Yu-Gi-Oh if you lose all the time. Let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be losing a lot of times if you're just running Verde, because players are smart. Like,
Yeah.
they see the deck playing, it's typically just gonna be all right. We'll just wait for the Verde, and then you just hit it. Like,
Effect Reeler, Gamma.
like everyone holds hand traps held hand traps for that Verde anyways. Like, it's still like your get out of jail free card, but it's not
Verde, it should still be banned, but it's not like the end all be all. Because especially if you brick and your only play is Verde, that game is over. That game is 100% over for you.
Yeah, it's man, the argument is, I see it. I see the appeal. Somebody that plays like those kind of trash decks, like that need that extra support. Yeah, I get it, but also at the same time, understand like this is a competitive game in a competitive state.
Yes.
Not all decks are gonna be great. I'm talking to you, Blue Eyes White Dragon players. That's right, I said it.
Bro, they're trying, dog. They are trying. Also announced was Galaxy Eye support, dog. Maybe the Galaxy Eye support will actually be better than the Blue Eyes.
Bro, it won't. I hope it's not.
Oh, fuck.
I should try to flip some of my Galaxy Eye cards right now.
Oh man, they announced it. Like, might get some people. But yeah, no.
Rares I'm sitting on for that deck, so
there's just a bunch of these cards. Like Default might not have been the what's the best way to put? It might not been the hype is set to come out. Like everybody wasn't losing their shit like they were losing their shit over like Burst of Destiny and like Brothers. But there's a lot of sleeper shit in there.
There is like. Scareclaw shit is so good, man. Like
it is like
sit down and read it. And there's also like this is outside of it, but also like cards like Heat Soul came out too recently. Like, oh my god!
And
look,
still,
like a lot of good.
It's a bunch of Earth monsters, so you can't get super poly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, what are some decks you're looking at right now outside of?
Outside of Sword Soul, right now it's fucking Chaos Punk, dog.
It's the Chaos Punk.
This Chaos Punk that I cooked up, shouts out to my man Cali Effect, because he truly was an inspiration. And shouts out to my man Austin for beating the shit out of me.
I'll take it. Okay.
Yeah, but like, so first off, we already said it. Chaos, the Punk engine is fucking stupid. It is very, very stupid. It is a stupid engine that lets you do stupid and silly things.
Yeah.
Now, in combination with another engine that seems silly, and we don't know why any of this stuff isn't unbanned, is the rocket engine.
Hey, yo, man, don't touch my.
Hey, alright, yeah, D-Link forever, rise up, rise up. So D-Link is also great, and Chaos in general is slept on, and because two of your main engine starters in Punk are a light and a dark card. You can just abuse the absolute fuck out of this deck. So this version of the deck isn't like I have it on my screen right now, showing it. It's there's a bunch of hand traps in this, and just a bunch of just disruption. So I'm running 2 gammas because you really only need 2, especially when you have like a fucking effect peeler, which always ends up in your hand because this deck is silly. Like 2 gammas, 2 effect peelers. I threw a play spreader in there. There's Rocket Synchron, 2 tracers, recharger, 3 Z admins. I was a little bit I wasn't sure how I was feeling with the 3 Z admins. But, like, you want the 3 of them in there. Because even if you don't draw into Emergency Teleport, you normal summons the admin, and then you just go. You just fucking start. Not on this list is, Perform Mage, Trick Clown, another stupid fucking card.
Yeah, pimp this dick.
Trick Clown, 2 Chaos Valkyries, because, hey, guess what? You can just mill Fairy Tale Snow, which again is another stupid ass card.
Man, that card being unbanned is like we're really seeing
that shit is crazy.
We're really seeing the effects of that in this meta. Like a lot of synchro combo decks just running Fairy Tale Snow because like it's so free.
Yeah, 100%. So like, a general like just starter combo for this is like, oh man, I have a Chaos Space and I have a Chaos Valkyrie. Sick. Just dump the Chaos Valkyrie with Chaos Space and then add the Collapse Serpent. Banish the Valk and to special summon Collapse Serpent, and then right away you can just mill the Fairy Tale Snow, so you don't have to worry about it.
Exactly. Like,
And then you go link one into your Striker Dragon. You get your other dragon, bounce, banish the Dark Collapse Serpent, special summon the light one, get a free draw for Chaos Space. Get a free draw for Chaos Space to go into Heriatic Seals. Well, no, you get the draw for Chaos Space, then link again into Seals, and now you have a bounce. And then you do your combo, and then you got Hot Red. But not only can you have Hot Red on the field, you can also have your Chaos Ruler and a Halki Fibrax on the field. And you have a Fairy Tale Snow in your graveyard. So not only can you negate a face-up card, you can set a card, flip face down, and that disrupts all decks except for fusion decks. You can do that. You can bounce a card, special summon a fucking Router, and then use Halki Fibrax's effect to chain block the special summon to go into Shooting Riser, and then mill, and then drop a Baron on your opponent's turn.
yeah, even like shooting, you can do Shooting Riser, you can do Formula Synchron. Like,
Yep.
man, Halki Firex, how the hell did you survive? You got reprinted. That's how.
Yeah, not only that, if someone decides to interrupt you and you have a Gamma in your hand, you Gamma them, get your driver and your Gamma, then go into Cyframe Lord Omega, which is limited to 1, by the way. Don't know how that card is allowed to be.
Card.
And you rip a card from your opponent's hand, so their next turn they're starting with 4 instead of starting with 5.
Yeah, and that's instant punishment. And also, no, they'll be starting with 3 if they try to hand trap you.
Yeah.
Try to interrupt you. So,
Mm-hmm.
man, I mean, yeah, they'll start with 4 because they draw 1. But man, that's cutting down like their hand to 3. It gives you like a lot. And if you're playing fucking Dragon Link, this is why I said 3. If you're playing Dragon Link, you throw your fucking Chaos Dragon Levianeer on top of that.
Yep.
They're really starting off with 3.
Yep.
Like, you're feeling a lot better about your Dragon Link combo if they're only sitting there with 2 cards in their hand that entire time. So that gives you like a little better state of mind with like Nibiru running around right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, this is.
Yeah, like 100%. You can get Nibiru super hard in this deck, but if they do not have it, bro, it is game on.
Bro,
it is fucking game on, because you can also run Changi, which is a generic level 10 monster.
yeah.
And with the amount of stuff that you're just spam banishing, you can have your opponent lose like 1,500 attack on their turn, and then if you were to banish something on your turn, you just keep clearing the board.
Yeah, and then also if you run Triple Tactics,
Yep.
Let's throw that out there. Triple Tactics is a great card with all these hand traps running around, bro.
Yep.
Cut that down to 2 cards for their opening hand.
and what's also slept on in this deck is shit like Chaos Nephis, which I like. Callie really put me onto this deck, because Chaos Nephis, when a card on your side of the field is destroyed, you can banish a light and a dark to special summon it, and then banish 1 card on the field and 2 from the graveyard. And that's once per turn. So on your turn, you can just bring it out. On their turn, you can just bring it out. And then you have shit like the Chaos Creator. So when all of your shit's banished, you're just like, alright, once per turn, I can just special summon whatever I want from my banish zone.
And I think, like, looking at it like this, it's starting to look like the Chaos, like, you can use the Chaos card, use it as an engine, honestly.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, and it's really effective as an engine. Like, God, as like, it works. You can see the synergy with Dragon Link, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But it gives you gives you draw power, it gives you monsters on the field, it gives you extra monsters, gives you cards in your hand that you can discard for like extenders for certain cards. It's crazy, man.
And with Chaos Ruler, you can have a full board set up and still have a bunch of hand traps in your hand.
You can also have follow up. That's a really big part. Like the part that people don't think of going turn one in Yu-Gi-Oh is it's super easy to turbo like all these cards out in your field. What matters though is the fact that you got follow up for your next turn, so you can go in for the just to kill them straight out that one turn while absolutely interrupt what they're trying to do while they're making the board.
Yep, and that's why fucking the Punk engine and Z-Admin specifically is so... That shit is so big. Because if you have one card in your hand and then you draw that, your opponent better be sweating if they can't interrupt it.
Yeah. It's kind of to say, like, the form of deck building we have going on right now, it really feels like we're sort of kind of like originating to old school Yu-Gi-Oh in a way, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can just throw shit together and go. Like, throw
honestly.
shit together, go to the lunch table, go to the playground, bro, kick someone's ass with it. Like, if you have a plan, you have a vision in mind for your deck, you just fucking go for it, dude. It's obvious. Like, look at Hartford. Like I said, this guy, he had a plan for his deck. He knew exactly what he was trying to do. He just put shit together and was like, okay, let's go. And then, like, you have all these different combinations of cards coming in. I kind of like engine formats over, I kind of like having cards like engines over just like a singular archetype deck. And don't get me wrong, I love archetype decks. Like, I'm a big fan of Salamander Great right now. I'll get into that later. But you can kind of just throw shit together, and there's a reasoning behind it, and you can just go. Like, Triff has been testing out this Libromancer pendulums, and it's Odd Eyes pendulums, and this shit's hilarious. And you find stupid things because Libromancers gives you monsters on the board, right?
Yep.
It gives you monsters on the board that you could work with Beyond the Pendulum with. You get Beyond the Pendulum on the board. This is a really cool interaction. And then no one's typically going to Nibiru you until after your Pen Summon, because that's a wasted Pen Summon, right? So what he takes is he takes all of his Libromancer cards that he summoned onto the board, and with Beyond the Pendulum, he uses Beyond the Pendulum's effect to like get his scales going. Now everything's negated, right? Can't activate effects because Beyond the Pendulum, but you could still like take all your fucking Libromancer cards and your Beyond the Pendulum, turn that into Appaloosa. You still get your 3 to 4 token negate because you're not activating an effect there. It's just a passive effect of Appaloosa on summon.
Yep.
And it's not negated, so you have protection on your Pendulum plays. And then you could just go do your fucking Scythe Lock and Hauki Fibrax plays and just say, haha, fuck you. And then because you're running the Libromancer stuff, it also makes it harder to get debarried, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, this kind of ingenuity you're starting to see from players right now, which is why I kind of wanted, like, this is why a reason, like, you wanted, like, an earlier ban list, right?
Yep.
Players are, I mean, yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Players can't fucking read. We get it. It's a joke. But the times that Yu-Gi-Oh! Players can read,
yeah, like this shit gets obnoxious.
We're starting to see some crazy ass shit, man. We're starting to see like OG 60 card pile decks just show the fuck up and do shit. Like, look at this D-Link deck that at the French Nationals, right, man?
All right, cool. Let me see if I can find it right quick.
Like, I just want to talk about this shit. I think I might have the link if you haven't found it already. Yep, there it is. Go throw that into General real quick.
All right, cool. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see. Oh, he's got Borlo Fusion Dragon in this bitch.
Oh yeah, Oh yeah, this
Oh,
deck
Furious
is
Dragon. Hey, yo.
fucking insane, dude. So first things first, the 3 apps routers, right?
Yep.
I love this choice. I might even just start doing this in like rig. I think this is the kind of deck I want to play for Dragon League,
Mm-hmm.
for right now because it just looks. It looks really fun. I've been doing some testing with it. It plays really fun as well.
And the effect
Three,
veiler, my man.
the 3 apps routers are really nice because sometimes you draw into apps router chaos space, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you don't exactly want to use, or you draw into Dragon's Ravine in apps router. So that means you don't have to do your Romulus play, right?
Yep.
Which saves you some, like, it gives you some space, saves you some materials for your Borderland Dragon at the end of the play. You could activate Dragon Ravine, pitch the apps router for cost for Dragon's Ravine. You send your double Disruptor Dragon with Dragon Ravine effect. That searches your Rapid Trigger, which in turn gives you Borload Furious Dragon, the Fusion Dragon. This card is crazy because it's kind of like DPE before DPE. Quick effect, you can target one monster you control and one card your opponent controls, destroy him. You banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Dark Link monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but it cannot activate its effects this turn. You can only activate this once per turn. That's strong.
That is very strong.
And so the idea that he went with going into this deck is, again, ingenuity of Yu-Gi-Oh players. You have a plan, you go into that plan, was, hey, Despia, fuck you in particular, and you could see this Kawaki Meru Drago, right?
Yep.
So, DJ, I want you to read the effect of Kawaki Meru Dragon.
Kwaki Meru Drago. During
Dragon.
each dragon. Wait, it says Drago on here. So that's
Yeah, it's Drago. It's Drago.
During each of your end phases, destroy this card unless you send one Iron Core from your hand to the graveyard or reveal one Dragon type monster in your hand. Neither player can special summon light or dark monsters.
So you see what I mean? Fuck you, Despia.
Fuck you in particular.
Like, this guy has had enough. Has had enough of being super poly. He's had enough of Aliber shit. He's had enough of Mirror Jade shit. And it's just like, yeah, fuck you. So the tech is like, I think you can also end on a Borderland with this for full combo. You go full combo, you can end like on a, you mainly want to end on a Hieratics, and then end on a on your Borload Furious Dragon, but you can also end on the Borland Dragon as well for extra negate. Their turn, just drop this shit on them. Kawaki Meru Drago, just drop that shit on them. It shuts down their whole turn. They can't do anything. You run the Furious Dragon, the Borload Furious Dragon, because that protects your Drago, your Kawaki Meru Drago. Because when Hieratics shoots it up on the field, it's going to go level 0. Or not level 0. It's going to have 0 attack, 0 defense. It's going to be kind of pathetic just sitting there, right? So if they could just normal summon like Aliber, or how much attack? Yeah, 1800 attack. Like, that's easy. You just normal summon any monster, battle phase. You can't kill him that turn, but you can still set up a board, right?
Mm-hmm.
So having extra protection from Borload Furious Dragon really works on top of just having a negate from having like a Archfiend negate from Borland Dragon, and you can also special summon on top of that. That's
pretty funny. That's awesome.
This is a good time for Dragon League, and I think it kind of like transitions into like why is this deck so good right now? And,
well, for one, it's unaffected by D barrier.
Yeah, that's literally it. D barrier has made this format. It's the reason why a lot of decks haven't been able to do well, like Pendulum, for example. Pendulum's biggest weakness is D barrier. Whether it's hitting Pendulum cards or hitting Synchro cards, like, and it's a tough card to get around. Let's just be real. So having just a pure Link deck that still has options, even if Synchro gets hit. I don't care if you hit my Synchro cards. Borland Dragon.
Yeah.
Like, Appaloosa, Bow of the Goddess.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. I still have a Dragon Maid tidying in the back row. I still have an Infinite Imperm in the back row. I still have like 3 hand traps I drew this turn, not in my draw phase, by the way. Like, I don't give a shit. I hit me with the D barrier. I dare you. Oh, what's that? Dark Ruler No More also exists. Go into access code. Okay. So any deck that has a Link base, it automatically has an advantage in this format. Let's be real. Dragon Link's tier 1 now, honestly. Just as long as you don't get Nibiru'd, as long as you don't get trolled.
You seem pretty aight.
Yeah, you're pretty good. Like, if you get trolled, you get Nibiru'd, I mean, there's still, there's like a small chance of that happening. But, I mean, you have called by for troll, so you can kind of say, but you have to think, like, there's also an adventure engine that exists. So what a lot of D-Link players are doing is they're finally, like, switching over to the adventure engine. That stops your Nibiru's, it stops your Drolls, but even then, like, if they don't draw into that,
it does hurt if you don't draw into any of your adventures.
It does hurt if you don't draw into that, but even then, it's not the end-all be-all, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just ending on Hieratics is honestly enough for this deck. Let's be real. Ending on Hieratics and, like, a bunch of hand traps, it still works.
Or in my case, Hieratics, 1 negate and a snow.
Yeah, like, most of the time you're running a snow too, so it works. And what I find funny about this deck is it also runs the Brotar as well.
Oh yeah, bro, Brotar's crazy, dude. Like, Brotar is absolutely disgusting. I was honestly gonna throw fucking Brotar in my Chaos Punk deck and run it at 43.
No, I love Brotar. We've been talking about this since day 1 as well.
Brotar is gas.
Hilarious card to resolve. You get the search off of it, like,
yeah,
basically any card in your deck.
Yeah, at the cost of all you have to do is just discard a card, and a lot of times just use your card you want to get rid of.
Yeah, you just get any card in your deck, man. We're talking like fucking Chaos Dragon Levianeer. You're talking Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, who still exists for some fucking reason.
Hey, yo, that's your man, dog. They unbanned him.
You can get your Chamber Dragon Maid going. You can get a Chaos Emperor, the Dragon of Armageddon going, which is a $34 card. Jesus Christ.
Oh, like, yeah, I did.
Card is stupid, and seeing this deck out here winning things makes me confident for like its future.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, Dragon Link, coming back.
It said, "Take me back, please."
Take me back.
But like, I've honestly just grown in an appreciation for Dragon Link myself, because it's like on paper, or like your first time playing against it might seem oppressive as the player person playing against it, but like when you actually start playing it yourself or start looking to the different engine pieces, you really start to like appreciate and acknowledge, like, oh shit, yo, this deck is gas.
It's nice.
It's really gas, and you start to like really understand. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Here's what I can do with this. Let's get to the bag.
On top of that, this deck can basically run all the floodgates as well. Like, those a match. Like,
yeah.
D barrier is anti-spell. It doesn't really give a shit. Like, you can run all this stuff. It's stupid. But another deck I'm looking at, I said this earlier, Salaman Greats, man. Salad is looking really good, and it's seeing a lot of tops lately.
Mm-hmm. Do you have an example deck list for it, or are you just gonna run your? All right, sick.
Yeah, so, I'm going to export the Mighty Cave. I'm actually just going to clipboard the recipe. I'm going to send it to you. And we just go over it like this.
Mm-hmm. Alright, let me just copy this. I saw that anti-spell fragrance.
Oh, absolutely. This deck can abuse anti-spell fragrance.
Like, that's I think that's another crazy part about where we are. just in meta, because I 100% believe that anti-spell friggers, if the price for that shit doesn't go up, I'd be adamantly surprised, because there's a lot of these decks that are just monster, like these 60 card pile decks that are just monsters that just chain off each other. So you can just abuse shit like anti-spell fragrance against, fusion decks that need to use spell cards to do anything.
Yeah, like a lot of spell cards are typically combo extenders, right? Like if you shut down those combo extenders, like it can get real tough for a lot of decks out there. But just going through the Salamangreat Greats list, you have one Fowl, you have two Jaguar, one Falco, and one Gazelle. Free the homie Gazelle. He did everything wrong and probably still deserves to be at one, but
yeah,
we don't talk about that. Honestly, if Gazelle got put to 2, like that would change a whole lot for this deck, because you can just raw dog Pot of Desires at that point, and you don't care. And then two Foxy and 3 Spiny. Honestly, a lot of people hate Foul. A lot of people hate Falco. I love these 2 cards. They're really nice level 4s that can help you go into Baguska without having to run like a 3 Parallel Exceeds. I'm still gonna try Parallel Exceed, but sometimes I feel like it can be really, even with all the draw power, you necessarily don't want to be using your draws to go into that, because you also have your Foxy effect, which excavates 3 off the top of your deck, and you add a Salamangreat card. I prefer to have something that has more synergy with the deck itself, than something that doesn't, even though it still works, because Link ones are things that exist.
Are inherently busted.
Inherently busted. For Salamangreat spells and traps, 3 circle. 3 circle is really nice. And here's why. So sometimes you'll see more than 1 circle, and that's actually fine, because you could take advantage of the secret second effect of that circle by setting it. Target 1 Salamangreat Link monster you control that was Link summoned using a monster with its same name as material. That Link monster is unaffected by monster effects this turn except its own. You just use that effect.
Yeah.
Like that, and it just makes your fucking Sunlight Wolf very strong, very unstoppable.
Yeah.
Alongside the Balinx effect to protect it. Like, Sunlight Wolf ain't going nowhere. Let's be real.
Yeah. And you can just keep adding it back to your hand.
Yeah. A lot of people cut the Will of the Salamangreat. I was running this at 2. I didn't like it at 2. 1 works fine. It's just an extra extender. When you run into it, it's really nice. And it helps with some of your Heat Soul plays if you want to be really aggressive like that. Salamangreat Sanctuary, you run this at 1 anyways. It's searchable. You don't save your desires until after. Don't be that dude or gal or person who just raw reps Pot of Desires and you send both your Sanctuary, your Rage, and your Gazelle off 1 Desires to draw 2. Like, don't put yourself in that situation. But yeah, then there's Rage and Roar. I mean, this is pretty standard. Roar is obviously just a fucking crazy ass negate. That's really strong.
That comes back. It comes back.
Comes the fuck. And then Rage, just direct removal. You can remove up to 2 monsters since you have your Sunlight Wolf out. For like extenders and shit, Flame Buffalo is literally the best normal summon in Yu-Gi-Oh! Don't at me. You just fucking link this card off. You discard 1 Cyber's monster, which is typically going to be a Spiny or a fucking Jaguar.
Yeah.
Or it could be a Foxy still. And you just draw 2. You chain that on top of fucking Salamangreat Balinx, and you got a chain block effect going on. So what are they going to do? Like, stop you?
They can't. They'd have to call by the grave the fucking Flame Buffalo.
They can't even do that.
Oh yeah, because it's your turn.
So it's like
It's
this card is fucking crazy. This is so stupid. You see basically every card in your deck. You can confidently run Dimensional Barrier at like 2, a solid 2.
Mm-hmm.
You can confidently throw in Red Reboot, which is just busted ass card. You can confidently run Called by the Grave and basically see it once every game, right? Like that. This is why people are saying Called by the Grave is broken, and why people are saying Red Reboot is broken, because decks out there with raw draw power exist, and they use the shit out of it.
And Called by it. Don't get me wrong, Called by extremely powerful card and potent, but that's why it's at 1. Especially when cause we're still in hand trap meta. We'll always be in hand trap meta. There is not a meta unless they all get banned.
Man, that would be chaos.
That'd be absolute chaos. Hey, bro, they banned all the hand traps and put Called by the Grave at 3. Bro, we will lose our fucking minds.
Chaos, bro.
But, like, cause Called by isn't just for hand traps, and Pac has said this before, where it's just like, all right, cool. You activate Called by the Grave. It just straight up negates a card that your opponent cannot activate until the end of both of your turns.
And it's direct removal from the graveyard.
Yes.
Which, I mean, we see DD Crow. That's already strong. You can't also forget the fact you could set this, so you could kind of use it as bait as well.
Yep.
A lot of people do not think about just using the fucking raw bait of setting a card, because that just fucks with people's minds so much. I just set a fucking Black Whirlwind when I was playing Blackwing. I just set a Black Whirlwind against a Drytron player. It's just like, fuck is that card? He wouldn't do anything because he didn't know what the fuck that card was, and he had to play around it. In reality, it's just setting a card does so much, and then having that just be Called by the Grave on top of that, like,
bro, you're moving with it. You're just cheating.
You're moving with it. But continuing the list with extenders, Signet Mining, another stupid card.
Yeah, no, this shit is fucking stupid.
It's so free. Just send one card from your hand to the graveyard, add one level 4 or lower. Hey, Flame Buffalo, I see you there. Hey, Gazelle, I see you there. Like, you can see basically any card in your deck at all times. And also, not to mention, a lot of Salaman great cards want to be discarded for cost. Like, they want to be in the graveyard. They don't care if they're in the graveyard. They want to see it as much as they can. So it'd be very interesting if Exo Sister came along and was actually good. We'll see with the new level 4 monster. But Pot of Desires at 2. I don't know why this card was ever at.
It limited to 1, but you know.
Yeah, but it's great. A lot of times you just save your desires till the end of your combo unless you absolutely have to use it. Because then, bam, that's 2 free hand traps just right there. Called by, obviously. I'm running 2 droplets in this. I like 2 droplets because droplets is just such a high impact card. And like I said, Salaman Great doesn't care if you send its cards out for cost. A lot of the times you're also ending with like another spell card. You're ending with another spell card or a Salaman Great Circle in your hand. So you can send that circle off for cost and prevent anybody from using like Branded in Red or Super Poly, which is really, really strong. 3 Imperms, well, starting with hand traps, yeah, I guess that's all I have. Starting off 3 Imperms. Imperm is like...
Imperm is fucking... This card is insane. This card...
Honestly, like, number 2 or number 3 hand traps format. Like, activated on your opponent's turn. Like, that, I think that's one of the most slept on interactions. It's such a strong interaction right there.
Yeah.
And you can just raw dog set it. And again, mind games fuck with people.
And then just negate an entire column.
Negate an entire column, which people don't think about, and it hurts them. I won't say anything, DJ.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, it hurts a lot.
Yeah, and then another thing about running 2 droplets here. I don't have a third one, but I still like 2 anyways, because I can easily side drop.
Yep.
Out for like any card in my set. It's super easy. But I'm running 2 Nibiru. I'm probably going to shoot this up to 3 because Nibiru is just a really important card in this format. You want to see it as much as you can. You want to be aggressive with it because it's, it ends boards. Nibiru is super, really good, really strong. There's no need to explain it. 3 Ash. Ash is dumb as well. MVP of all hand traps, honestly. Let's be real.
There's an argument that Ash is literally the best card of the game.
Yeah, literally. 2 Crow. These are the one things I'm like. These are the 2 cards I'm actually looking at getting rid of. I've honestly thought about taking out siding Crow and putting in Droll into the main deck.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I feel weird about saying, "Hey, I put Droll into my main deck." I feel like that's the side of Yu-Gi-Oh you don't want to go towards. Like that's the neckbeard side of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
If you're main decking Droll. But DD Crows, yeah, it's still good though. Like it removes from the graveyard a lot of cards.
Yeah, I just like having Crow in the side just for the option.
It doesn't hurt to have.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think there's ever a bad time to not have Crow unless you're playing Tri-Brigade or something. Even then, it kind of works because like Tri-Brigade, sometimes Tri-Brigade players just don't have materials in their graveyard. That's the one thing a lot of Tri-Brigade players what I've seen, a lot of Tri-Brigade players are kind of bad at keeping up with how many cards are in their graveyard, which is kind of funny to see at times. But 3 Valor. Valor's really strong. It's also a card that's easily citable as well.
Bro, I know you're still talking about the hand traps, but Valor is stupid. This card is like, especially since it's reprinted and is dirt cheap right now.
Oh yeah, I've just picked up 3 copies of Ultra Rares. I want to be bougie with it and get fucking Starlights and shit. But yeah, it's super cheap, and you get nice looking cards for it.
Like a fake Valor is just it. Again, it's one of those cards that when it came out wasn't ever bad, but now it's just even better.
I still have like a fucking I still have the common print of it from back in the 5Ds days when it first printed. Like this is not even once per turn. Like it's
not. It's
stupid. So you don't mind, especially in this deck. You don't mind not seeing it more than once. That's perfectly fine. Just to finish off going to the side deck here, Link Karibo. Obviously, it's a dumb, broken card. Link 1 level 4 lower Cyberse monster. Opponent activates a trap card. Quick effect, you trip this card, negate the card's effect. You banish it. Yeah. 3 Baylinks, that's pretty standard. Searches your sanctuary. Make sure you use that effect to protect your cards from being destroyed. It's really useful. Along with 3 Sunlight Wolf. There's never a time you're not using Sunlight Wolf. It's such a card. And then Mirage Stalio. You're never really running more than 1 Mirage Stalio, let's be real. You're honestly not even making this every combo because its secondary effect, you cannot like special summon other monsters if you use its you cannot activate monster effects for the rest of this turn except fire monsters, so it kind of hurts your Heat Soul. It kind of hurts your Heat Soul combo a little bit because a lot of times you want to use Splash Mage to go into Heat Soul, which is a water type monster. But yeah, that's it for Salamangreats. Then you also have your Splash Mage, lets you extend and summon 1, really good. Update Jammer and Transcode Talker for the OTK. I was running 2 Transcode Talkers, but I decided against it because I wanted Nightmare Phoenix. I wanted Nightmare Phoenix because when you're breaking a board, you're breaking down a board. Yeah, you can just easily go into Update Jammer and go into Transcode. That's if they let you, because a lot of players know this already. Like a lot of players know the interaction with Update Jammer, Transcode Talker, and then going into Access Code Talker. A lot of players know this interaction. They're gonna stop it. They're gonna stop you from stopping it. So having Nightmare Phoenix as extra interaction to try to force some negates or something like that, along with Link Karibo, it's just really strong. I wouldn't run 2 Transcode. I think Nightmare Phoenix is good enough. I also put Guska because Guska's a stupid card that should be banned everywhere. It shouldn't have been made, honestly. This made you can just look at Dragoon. You can just look at Dragoon and say, "Yeah, what's up, bitch?" tell Dragoon to fuck right off. Like,
Right.
it outs so many decks. It says fuck you to Despia. It says fuck you to basically everything. It's if you're not running Baguska this format, it's such a good in general card that it really shouldn't be slept on. Ironically, because it's a sleeping card.
Yeah. Hey, don't forget. We also forgot about Abyss Dweller. That's another one.
Oh yeah, and then Abyss Dweller. Like basically, if you have a deck that can abuse level 4 XYZ something, like let's be real, that's a sign of a good deck.
Hey, and funny enough, level 4 XYZ spamming is not that much of a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Like if you look about I want to say the past maybe 2 years, like this year and last year, there isn't really that many level 4 decks.
So I mean, I guess we'll see with Exo Sisters
Mm-hmm.
when Power Elements come out. I'm really hoping for that deck, man. I really want that deck to like turn out well because it's a really fun gimmick deck to show up with. But yeah, you also got your access code talker. I mean,
Of course, the fucking card is insane.
Card.
This access code talker is just
shit. It's also probably the cheapest it's ever been in a while right now.
Mm.
So if you haven't picked it up, I'd really recommend it.
Yeah, nah, it's showing up for 60 for me, which I'm probably just gonna cop it as soon as I get the opportunity to, because Jesus fuck.
Yeah, it is.
It just ends game. It just ends the game.
It capitalizes, it ends games. But also for the kind of like the centerpiece of this deck, the beautiful, beautiful Decode Talker Heat Soul. Mm-hmm. This card is the stupidest card that's ever been printed. I know we say this just about every card. This card is ridiculous. You fucking gains 500 attack for each monster it points to. Quick effect, you can pay 1,000 life points, draw 1 card. Then if your life points are 2,000 or less, you can apply this effect. Banish this card, and if you do special summon 1 Link 3 or lower Cyber's monster from your extra deck except Decode Talker Heat Soul, you can only activate effect once. So you can quick effect draw 1 card for just 1,000 life points. And that 1 card is probably going to be a hand trap, let's be real. You can do that on your turn, you do that on your opponent's turn, you do it the turn after for a combo piece. This card is fucking insane. But there's also kind of, you have to pay attention because with how it works with your Salaman Great cards, this isn't a Salaman Great card. This is a Code Talker.
Yep.
So you can't use your Roar, you can't use your Rage. So if you want to take advantage of this card, you have to make a decision. 1, do you play into Nibiru, risk being Nibiru for extra draws into hand traps? 2, do you risk not being able to use your roars, your roar or your rage, not taking advantage of those Salaman Great cards, maybe saving those for follow up next turn. So you kind of have to like make a decision on how valuable those 2 draws you're getting on your turn, your opponent's turn are, and kind of base it off your game state. Mm-hmm. If I'm going first into a round, I'm probably like, if I'm going first, if I win the dice roll, I'm going first, I'm absolutely probably just going to play into Nibiru a lot more. It's less likely they're running their main decking Nibiru. Like a lot of people should be, honestly. So I would dip into that. Games 2 and 3, though, probably not as much. It's cool because Nibiru exists this format. He's terrifying, and as we all know with Salaman Greats, every combo ends in Nibiru, in that fucking Nibiru token.
Yeah. So. It's not even like, oh baby. No, it just death every time.
Yeah. So it's really hard for this deck to play through that token or play through Nibiru. Like Dragon Link can do it because Dragon Link's just fucking Chad. But
not every deck can be Dragon Link.
Yeah, but like Salaman, like Dragon Link's, what's the word I'm looking for? Dragon Link's trade-off between Salaman Great is that you're a lot more susceptible to troll because you have to do a lot to get to your combo for Dragon Link.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more than Salamangreat. Whereas with Salamangreat, I'm honestly comfortable with fucking Sunlight Wolf, Salamangreat Roar, or Rage, and then pass with like the 2 hand traps. I could sleep at night with that board. It's a little harder to sleep at night with. I mean, I know I said Hieratics is all you need sometimes, but you could have more with that deck, and that's kind of the trade-off you see. But yeah, that's man. Links are stupid. Play Tri Brigade as well. I just
You're just all over the
don't
place,
let it. Don't let Fractal.
Don't ever let it resolve.
No, you gotta let Fractal's your universal starter, man. Especially with Tanky to 2 now, bro.
Oh yeah, they brought my man's back. Woo!
Oh man, Tanky to 2 is so nice, man, because Tri Brigade just doesn't give a shit. I mean, it does, but
It should have been at 2 anyway. Well, I know the reason why it was at 2.
Yeah.
But
it gives extra room for Tri Brigade to breathe, and it's like already like a solid tier 2 deck. Honestly, it was a tier 1 with the. It was like a tier 1.5 with the brain and stuff out, but it was a nice little trade off from losing Verde.
mm-hmm.
Going into that, but yeah, that's my Dex rant. Libromancer's also looking nice. I gotta experiment with that a little more. I went into Libromancer pen the other day because I was watching Triff do it, and I was like, I just want to see. I want to feel this. I want to feel this experience.
Because I want to touch the streets. I want to see it.
I'm not ready for that fucking gas, bro. That's like putting nitro in a fucking. That's like putting nitrous gas
into a fucking hoopty.
Prius, bro. No, into a fucking Prius. Prius don't even need gas.
Oh, but
that shit is fucking crazy. Like, there's so many combo lines, and you're looking like how to work things out with the Libromancer cards. Libromancers are so nice as well because it's like it's a starter and it's an extender at the same time. And also, that Libromancer trap is fucking stupid. You can just search that off free as shit. You get a bunch of monsters on your board, and you go into Appaloosa. You don't have to worry about it. So, like...
Oh, you can also lock them out with Vanity's Emptiness. That's also a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's also a card that's floating around right now. Vanities is here, and it has hands. It has a lot of hands. I know Flunder doesn't give a shit, but who's really playing Flunder?
No one's really played it anymore.
2 people did top Hartford with it, but like at this point we've kind of figured out like what Flunder does and how to beat it. Like no one looks at everyone looks at Flunder is like yeah just do whatever. I'm gonna break this fucking board anyways. I'm gonna break you in.
I'm gonna Geki you right quick, motherfucker.
Exactly. Like no one like it's not the end of the world. Going up against it, you just have to respect it and be prepared as usual, which is like a common theme for this format. Honestly, your side deck this format is extremely important just because there's so many cards running around, there's so many different decks running around. It's hard to be prepared for everything.
Mm-hmm. That's why you have to just build your side decks just blanket.
Yeah.
That's why Spell Fragrance, Red Reboots, TCs,
yeah,
Drolls, like whatever you need.
Even Token Collector is sort of a broad card to be using right now because Sword Soul, but also Adventure exists.
Yeah, no, that's yep.
Adventure is now like a slept-on engine in this format.
Mm-hmm.
Like it gives your combo decks protection. Like if I had the engine, I'd absolutely be running Adventure Dragon Link. I hate losing my normal summon. At the same time, I love having I love having protection from Niebuhr. Because that rock fucking sucks.
That bro, the rock got hands.
The rock got fucking hands, and extra follow up through Draco back. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Adventure slept on. This is why I'm still preaching from the rooftops and saying Ghost Ogre is still strong. This format, just because like I mean, Adventure exists. There's still a lot of cards that can be hit by Ghost Ogre, and that still stops plays. And not a lot of people are expecting it, which is exactly why you should be running Ghost Ogre in this form, especially in a Dragon Link deck where
you can just top deck it anytime you want. You just like, oh yeah,
I don't mind seeing a Ghost Ogre. And I also bought new rarities for my Ghost Ogres too. I was like, no, this card's stupid right now. Of course I'm running it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, that's my decks. That's everything I'm looking at out of me for my past like week of Yu-Gi-Oh.
God, this game's great.
This game is great,
especially when you actually have cool people and not neckbeards at your.
Yeah, no, take your showers, put on some deodorant after your shower. Maybe throw on a little bit of cologne. I feel like, honestly, my locals, sometimes I feel like that's like your moment to show off your grip,
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, you got your like fucking $60 playmat.
You got the Yeezys on, like, it's fashion time now.
You got the dunks on, bro. You got your fucking, along with your $60 playmat, you got your $100 fucking field center. Along with your fucking combined $60 worth of sleeves and border sleeves. Showing off all your fucking high rarity cards, bro. No, locals is absolutely the time to be showing off. Like, so yeah,
you gotta be a big flexer
before you go to locals. Put a nice shirt on, take a shower, put on some deodorant. Maybe put on some Versace.
Man, we forgot. I just saw this because I like to scroll through some of the preset lists in Omega. Different dimension ground. 35-cent card. This turn, any monster sent to the graveyard is just banished instead. I'm just like,
During the turn, so
yep,
it's not going over into your turn.
Yep.
I mean, what people don't like about those cards is they can't hand trap, but also if you play a deck that you don't necessarily need hand traps, like
this isn't a Sky Striker deck, by the way.
Yeah, you don't care. You really don't care, because there's a lot of decks this format that are still doing good. They're only running Ash, honestly. So you can really probably get away with the D-Barrier or Dimension Shifter plays. Or, what you were just talking about was Dimension Gate.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I cannot wait for this Labyrinth stuff. I'm just taking another look at this Labyrinth set. Just, man.
Bro, I'm terrified. They even gave Terra Elements more cards, and I'm sitting here just like, man. You guys hate us.
Oh man, it's gonna be real funny because it's funny too. I think this is not something that Konami thought of, or they thought of it but did it on purpose. So with Welcome to the Labyrinth, its activated effect lets you special summon, right? When you special summon either of the level 4s, as soon as Welcome to the Labyrinth resolves, you can activate the level 4's effect to draw a card. Yep.
Wait, you get draw? Oh.
Yes, both of them let you draw. Labyrinth Server, Ariane. You can summon one normal trap from your hand or set field to the graveyard. Special summon level 4 Fiend from your deck in defense position, except Annie. If a monster leaves the field, by your normal trap effect during your phase, you can draw a card. That's if they leave the field, and then you can special summon a Fiend monster, and then there's two Labyrinth Serve Arianas. There's a gray one and a pink one. Then when a monster leaves the field by your normal trap effect. So, okay. Let me rephrase it. Off the Labyrinth field spell, it also gives your Welcome to the Labyrinth the added effect that you can destroy a card on the field. And then since a monster leaves the field because of that effect, you just get to draw immediately.
Okay.
And you can, and with some of the level 2s and that you have that are essentially hand traps, to set trap cards, you can just chain block up to like chain 5.
I don't want to see that, man. I hate playing against back row decks. It's hilarious playing a back row deck. Man, I think everyone hates playing against back row decks though, especially with Lord of the Heavenly Prison running
Yeah, no,
around.
you didn't think I had this in here?
And you could also Search Lord,
Yeah.
Granite Soldier, or Granite Garnet, or whatever it's called.
Look, I even play Totally Awesome because I have Paleo trap cards in here that special summon themselves when activating trap cards.
Gallant. Yeah.
Bro, no, like, Totally Awesome is about to get such a spike in price. We are not emotionally prepared or ready for when Power of Elements hits the TCG.
You haven't picked up your Totally Awesomes right now. Like
if you're going to go,
reprint?
I don't think so.
Hold on, let me check Dual Sleepless.
Cause hold on. Totally Awesome. By the way, this card is not balanced.
No, it's a stupid card. It's just held back by the fact but I mean, even then, no. Even then, it's not really held back.
It's not. It's. Oh shit.
You could run Shark.
Where?
Bahamut Shark is getting a reprint. Totally Awesome, isn't? Oh.
Yeah, no. This fucking card is stupid.
No, it's yeah, you pick up your Totally Awesomes like now.
It's only $15 for maximum gold right now, and then you get the other higher rarities.
You have to pick up this card now
if you're planning on playing Splite. Yeah, no, this shit.
Yeah, because now with this added God, yeah, and that's just for a rare. It's maximum gold. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's all printed in secret rares.
Yeah.
all the secret rares are $50.
Yeah.
Holy shit. No, you need to pick this card.
Yeah.
It's probably not gonna get reprinted because this just came out in maximum gold.
What, bro? Fun card. It's still very. The fact that on standby phase, you can be like, okay, cool, I can special summon any aqua monster from my deck. Hold on, let's see. Once during your standby phase, you can detach one XYZ and special summon any frog from your deck. Any one of them.
God.
So you would just send a dupe frog. You can special summon a dupe frog. And then you can negate any card by sending an aqua monster to the graveyard, and then you can just take it. Bro, this card is so busted, dude.
Bro, I don't care if you gotta mortgage your fucking house, pick this card up.
Bro, and it's not banned. For how strong Totally Awesome actually is, the fact that it has not been touched. It's only touched in the OCG. It's the only competitive play that Totally Awesome is touched in.
That's a scary card. And card's about to
it's gonna skyrocket because
rarity of that card is about to shoot up where it's 60, 70, honestly.
Literally, Splite lets you can just keep spam special summoning as long as you control a rank, link, or level 2 monster. What?
Good for Evil Twins though. You have a better board than just the fucking Troubled Sunny.
Yeah, no, 100%. But still,
Man,
what?
I'm not excited for what
Like,
Spite's about to bring.
thank God fucking Birdie's banned.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
bro,
You
we're gonna
mad at
watch a
Spite for
fucking.
Birdie?
Oh my god, we're gonna watch some fucking dude top. We were gonna watch if Birdie wasn't banned. Some dude top, like, I don't know, YCS all of California with like Splight, DPE, Adventure, some fucking bullshit ass deck. And it's just gonna be him like, hey guys, I have a link to a level 2 and a rank 2, and I'm just gonna keep spamming cards. And there's nothing you can do about it, really. Oh, holy fucking shit. And, like, we talked about Splight at the beginning. We were just like, yeah, this could be interesting. And once that shit got flushed out, Splight is, like, I think, one of the #1 decks in Japan right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because, like, holy fucking shit.
I believe you could also search up Maxi, so.
Oh, yeah? It's
Oh,
fucking
man,
stupid.
Maxi.
Stupid card.
I was with it for a little bit, and I just played Bastille. It was like so stupid. I'm running like 20 cards just to try to.
Yeah, it's fucking. If you control a dark monster, you can special summon this card for your hand. What the fuck? God. Just. Live Twins, Hero Kid, it just. Plague Spreader, Red Resonator, just. Oh, don't forget, Splight also has some cards that combo with Therion cards. And that's a fucking thing.
Splight can also kind of combo with Tri-Brigade. I need to look in for more, but.
Just.
Revolt's not done yet.
Revolt is not done yet, just
Never made Revolt smoke something. Or stupid.
Oh yeah, Herald of Pure Light. I forgot that was the thing that you can do now.
Yeah.
Target one monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand, bro. What? Why? Just why? This entire deck is just very stupid.
Oh, the TLDR of that. Enjoy the 3 months of Yu-Gi-Oh you have with Mystic Mind, because man, once that goes away,
yep,
it's about to get real. Once Power of Elements comes around.
Yeah, for a lot of decks. I'm just gonna do a quick peeky look at what is actually in power, what's been released for Power of Elements right now. Set list. Let's see what we got in here. Cause we got all the fucking Elemental Heroes shit. Which one is Crosskeeper? Okay, it's this one. Therion Irregular. Morphall and the Albest stuff. Oh no. This is. Oh, bro. Power Elements also has the fucking fusion deck that you can fusion summon from the graveyard. The tier Laments. Yeah, I didn't know that was in this set. Oh fuck.
They are. They just got new support announced too.
The new Gem Knight shit. Oh man. Exorcisters, the Vendread stuff, the Crawler stuff is in this too? Oh fuck. Oh man. What, Nightmare the Sin Psychicer? What is this? What the fuck is this? Choose one monster, special summon this one monster with the same original type, attribute, level, attack, and defense as a tribute monster, but a different original name from your deck. Special summon the deck. The special summon. What the fuck? What in the fuck is going on? Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't. We are not safe in the future. Just know. Just have as much fun as you can now. Go to all your locals while you can. 'Cause you might not want to anymore.
Yeah.
just holy fucking shit, dude. Oh man.
Power of Element's about to turn me into a Yugi boomer.
I remember when you could only special summon once during your turn.
Okay, Grandpa.
Dog, there's no way, dude. Really, the only deck that I can think of right now that could stop it is like Predator Play, because you can augment levels, but it's not consistent.
Yeah. So we'll see if Sky Striker survives any longer and what's about to come. Because it could just turn completely irrelevant with like the cards that are about to come out.
Yep.
You never know.
Yep. That happens to many a deck. So
Yeah.
keep your eyes peeled though about that. But we ain't got nothing else for you. That was
That was an adventure.
an adventure token.
That was an adventure token. Oh gosh.
I wonder if the price of I doubt the price of the adventure stuff went down, but I wouldn't be surprised if
Water Enchantress has shot down a little bit.
but it's still right at Aramasor losing his fight.
Yeah, it's still very pricey.
I can't even spell right at Aramasor. But
I could still see a lot of cards being reprinted in the next 10 of Ancient Battles.
yeah, no, I'm excited for the next 10 of Ancient Battles because I think we said this on the first episode of the podcast. It's like Konami is definitely doing this, like, we're taking competitively very seriously. So with them reprinting literally any competitive card, like Ash is getting reprinted, a Forbidden Droplet being reprinted, Nib being reprinted, even though Nib's on his like third reprint right now.
Lightning Storms.
Yeah, Lightning Storms.
Lightning Storm is also very cheap right now.
Oh, bro, don't tell.
At $30.
Okay, bro, don't tell me that. That shit is stupid. That card is dumb.
Around $90 plus 10 for shipping, like $100. You can get a full playset. With one card would usually cost $100. It's probably a good pickup right now.
Yeah, so there's just a lot of stuff that's getting reprinted. That's going to be really good to have, and just to keep your eye out on it. Oh, and then later this month we get our updated OTS pack 19. The only card they've revealed in it has been Fallen to Albez. That's like the Ultra Omega Rare, or the secret rare in there, which this drops next week.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, no, next Wednesday it's dropping.
Oh,
neat. So I'm planning to go play on the 19th actually, because I've been on vacation essentially for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So your boy's kind of broke, but once I get the Guapo ready, we can I'm definitely jumping back in, getting stuff done. So God, I have to pee and I'm hungry. I need to like end this.
Got you. So yeah, that's been episode 6 now of Rush Hour YGO. It's man, pain. That's all I'm gonna say.
To look to the future, you gotta look at the past.
Yeah.
It Totally Awesome has not been banned. Bro, there's no way they like. Oh, we're gonna end this here, but this is the last thing I'm gonna say. There's no way that Konami's gonna be like, yeah, we're just gonna leave Totally Awesome free and at home to do whatever it wants in the Power of Elements patch. There's no way.
People are about to spend all this money, and it's just gonna get banned. Pick it up now.
Oh man, Frogger will never be the same again. Never. All right, so we'll be out of here. It's Wednesday. This should be up tomorrow or something. I'm gonna make sure I get this shit done, cause man, there's just some good shit in here. All right, But with that, we're gonna sign off, and we'll see you next time for some more Rush Hour YGO podcast. Just MAN, MAN, and PAIN.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.